Good morning everyone. So as you can see, we're in a slightly different environment today. I've just arrived to Souster Hicks, who are a bespoke tailoring company based locally to me in Woburn, which is quite an affluent area of Milton Keynes. If any of you from around here, it's a lovely town, and I think some of you would have seen on my channel before actually, Woburn Mosaic, which if you're ever there having a bite to eat or a glass of wine or just checking out the art gallery, make sure you check out Souster Hicks as well, because it's literally just down the road. But we're here today to have my balance fit, which is my final fit. I know I referenced the other day in one of my videos that I've been working closely with the guys here to create some made-to-measure pieces, which include chinos, a jacket, and also some knitwear and some shoes. So I'm not going to be able to show you everything today. Of course, over due course, I'll be able to share with you what we've been working on, but we are going to be trying on trousers, jacket, and knit today, which is really exciting. We're going to talk through kind of like the process and why I've selected what I have, and also some of the fabrics and stuff. So I'm just sitting down enjoying a coffee in the shop, and yeah, we'll get busy trying on the pieces. So 6 weeks ago I came in to see Scott at Souster to select some fabrics that we were going to put together to create a nice jacket. I wanted it to be a deconstructed jacket because as we're coming into the summer, I want something that's quite light and breathable. Scott suggested that I checked out Holland and Sherry because they've got a really nice open weave, and I decided to go for a colour that I don't think any of you would necessarily expect, because you know that I love my navies and my creams, and I'm going to find it in a second. Here she is. So we've gone for this colour here, which is, how do you describe this?
It's burnt orange.
It's kind of like a, it is, isn't it? Like a burnt orange colour. This is going to look so nice with like cream knits, white Cuban collar shirts and stuff like that. It's going to look really, really lovely, and it just adds something into my wardrobe that I didn't already have. So we worked on the fabric as the base, and then we started to go into more details where we're talking about the buttons, the pockets, and all of the finer details on the jacket, which we're going to show you now quickly before we do our final try on. Scott has very kindly just chucked my jacket and knit on a mannequin so you can see what it is that we've put together. Absolutely stunning. Look how gorgeous this colour is. We're going to quickly go through the details of this jacket and the process that we went through and the things that you can select to actually create a jacket to your specification. So I'm going to chuck you on a tripod now, and then we'll quickly get busy talking through. Well, we've got Scott joining us to make sure that all the terminology is spot on, but as you can see, we selected a jacket in this kind of like burnt orange colour. It's something that I didn't have in my wardrobe, as I mentioned, and we purposely selected this cream knit to complement it. As we're going to go through now, you'll see that there's some really nice little fine details that marry up the two pieces together just to create a slightly more cohesive look, which I think is something that not lots of people focus on, but if you are someone that loves attention to detail, then this kind of thing is going to be right up your street. So to start things off, Scott and I, we sat down, we looked through the different booklets with all of the different kind of fabrics and colours and tones and textures, and as I mentioned earlier, we selected for a deconstructed jacket, which for anybody that doesn't know what one of those is, it's basically a jacket that, am I right in saying, isn't lined?
No lining, no shoulder pads, no canvases on the inside, so it's literally just the fabric and a sleeve lining.
So it's just very lightweight, really, really breathable, which is something that's very important in the summer because it means you can wear your jacket comfortably, which is of course very important. When we've selected that style, then obviously Scott was then able to advise on the different options and things that we could have a little play around with to make the jacket personalised to myself. So I think the next thing we spoke about was probably the pockets, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You asked what pockets.
Yeah.
How many variations of pockets?
There's quite a lot of variations. We've gone for a slanted pocket, which we tend to like a lot of, because that emphasises the shape that we put into a jacket rather than a straight pocket. You do have other options of a smaller ticket pocket above, but we wanted to keep this quite clean and sharp.
Absolutely.
And less busy. So
we decided to go with a flap on the pocket as well. You can get them where they're just
jets only.
Jets, that's the word. This is why Scott's here, to make sure that we get the terminology right today. I've also got a chest pocket up here as well, so should I want to accessorise with a little pocket square, then I have that ability as well. These are actually really great for trying to tie in. We talked a second ago about marrying up some of the tones in the outfits that you're wearing. If you have a pocket square and another item of clothing that you're trying to piece together with this jacket, you can use the pocket square to try and tie those in. So really handy, nice little tip there for anyone that's trying to make colours and tones work together. The next thing we discussed was the lapel shape, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the different lapels that are available.
So yeah, there's two shapes that we really have. You have a notch lapel. This is a peak lapel, which you more often than not see on a double-breasted jacket. But then you've got the variances on width. This is
Yeah.
a semi-wide lapel, but it's actually a dinner suit style, one button.
Yeah,
with that style.
You see what the single button here, which brings on nicely.
Yep.
So next selection we had was all of the different buttons, which there was a lot to choose from. But we decided to go with a horn button, and as you can see, we've got a burnt orange stitching that just attaches this to the jacket itself, which was actually Scott's suggestion that we used that, as well as the suggestion to use the
contrast buttonhole on the lapel.
To marry up with the knit that we had already decided that we were going to go for. Now this I'm going to let Scott tell you about, because this is actually really special and something that's a complete signature to Souster and Hicks here.
This is called the 5-button angle cuff. My father designed this 12 years ago. If ever you see this cuff, it's ours, no one else does it. Again, we've married up the colour of the lapel hole with the bottom button on the cuff to match the knitwear.
I think that's a really nice touch, something that you won't see very often at all. Having these 5 buttons that run down, they're all working buttons as well, which is a great sign that this is a bespoke jacket. And as you can see around the back,
Side vents.
Side vents here and there. So we are not going to mess around anymore. I'm going to try this on. We're also going to try on the chinos that I've had made. Chinos are an item of clothing that every single year I get out my wardrobe and I wear them in the summer months. They're completely timeless, and it was about time that I got a pair that fitted me spot on. So Scott and I, again, we worked together to select the colour, the fabric, the buttons, the pockets, to put together a pair of chinos that met all of the requirements that I had. That's something that these guys specialise in here. It's really lovely to be able to select these items and get everything you want, because you can't go into a shop and select all of these details and get exactly what you want, but you can here.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Let's get trying this stuff on, mate.
Brilliant.
I'm excited.
Seen this one here?
Hey.
No.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's really nice, mate.
It's so comfortable.
Do you know what? It's
so comfortable.
I think it's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I've
really
actually got some, remember those Laura Piano trousers that are like a red colour?
Yeah.
How nice would this look with those as well?
Yeah.
You could actually style up so many different colours. I saw someone the other day was wearing like a salmon peach shirt under a cream jacket.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I never would have myself selected it. I always think of whites and blues and just sort of like the normal sort of colours that are like safe colours, so like light blue shirts over navy jackets and all of that. But this kind of combination, much more summery, aren't they? You know, play around with it. Right, I'm just about to head off, but before I do, I wanted to show you quickly what it looks like here at Souster and Hicks. We just had a little revamp. So as you enter into the shop, got Wes, bodyguard. So as you can see on the right side here, they've got a coffee station, so you come in and have some refreshments whilst you're checking out. And they've also got some mannequins on the back showcasing some of the pieces that they offer. And then got a little bar area going up here with some local drinks, I believe.
Yeah.
Bucks Brothers, yeah.
Coons Club.
Lovely.
And then Hustle.
Gin, nice. A little seating area. And then also got some little accessories as well. Some belts, cufflinks, ties of course. Lovely stuff. And then if you walk through, would you call this your
Tailoring showroom.
tailoring showroom, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can come in here, this is where we were sitting earlier. Change room in the corner. And these are some of the jackets that the guys have. A load of booklets sharing the fabrics that you can select from, so you can sit down and have a little browse. And then we're going to talk about this section a little bit later on. This is a 3D workshop where you can actually design your shoes from start to finish. Different styles, different colours, different fabrics, different accessories, soles, everything that you want to do, you can do using this software. I'll actually share a link to this down in my description box below, because it's just so fun to just go through and play around with it. But you can also come in store as well and go through it, but it's something you can also do at home, which is quite cool. And then here, Captain Sir Tom Moore, the suit that he's wearing in this photograph was actually gifted by Souster and Hicks for the GQ cover shoot, which is absolutely lovely. So I'm going to get out these guys' hair and head back home, and yeah, I'll catch you then. We're back home and we left with all of the items, which is fantastic. I've got to mention whilst I was there, we also actually personalised inside the jacket. For those of you that are quite attentive, you may have noticed when we opened it up that you could see the AMG inside the lining. But if you didn't, if I look, pan down here, you'll see just inside got the AMG initials, which is just a lovely little personalised touch. So if you would like to know more information about Souster Hicks, then I will be leaving their website link down below. It's such a fun experience, and it's so nice to go through the process of selecting all of these little finer details. And I've not covered half of it. There is so much more that you can play around with when it comes down to getting bespoke made to order clothes. These guys have got every base covered. I'll leave that down in the description box below. But the gardeners have been here today and they've been putting stripes in my lawn, which makes me so happy. I've actually just looked out the window up here and it's probably the best view. So I'm gonna quickly share that with you. So you'll have to excuse the barbecue, but it's looking good. I feel like all of that work is slowly starting to pay off. There's still a few little patches that need to be sorted out, but the trees are looking good, the grass is looking good. I feel like the lawn diaries have now come to an end. There's not going to be much more change between now and next year, because I'm not going to be doing much more to the lawn apart from maybe a feed. So it might go a little bit greener, it might thicken out, because today they were here just reseeding and rolling the seed in to try and basically overseed to get a bit more growth. So there's not going to be a massive amount of change, but I'm really happy with the amount of progress that I did make over the course of the last few months, because it was in quite a bad way. There was a hell of a lot of moss in that grass. So yeah, I feel like this is the end. You will not be hearing about me and my lawn on this channel for the foreseeable future, and you can hold me to that. I'll resist as much as possible to bring it up, and if I do, I'll edit it out. But anyway, we're just about to come into the weekend, and I intend to get out onto the golf course, shock, get out into the garden, shock, and also celebrate with Lids over this weekend, because she's just launched another collection with Karen Millen. Absolutely stunning work, and she's also hit 1 million on Instagram. So yeah, we're going to raise a glass and hopefully see some friends. We've got a couple of barbecues booked in with friends as well, which is really nice that we're able to do that again. I feel like things are starting to all come back together, getting into London, going to friends' house for barbecues. So I hope you guys are enjoying that as well, to be honest, because it's nice for all of us, isn't it? If you're in the UK. If you're not in the UK, you're still in lockdown, I do apologise. But anyway, that's the plan for the weekend. And yeah, I'll see if I get an opportunity to pick up my camera at any stage. I definitely will. Well, I've just had a very unexpected call from a neighbour to say that there's currently a swarm in his bush next door. So I didn't feel like I was ready to take on a colony just yet. I wanted to get some hands-on experience, and actually capturing successfully, traveling and then hiving a colony is something that a slightly more experienced beekeeper would normally undertake. But I feel like this is a great opportunity. There's bees literally on my doorstep, and I've just got off a Zoom call to my mentor, who I think I mentioned in a previous video is actually the seasonal bee inspector in my local area. So he's very knowledgeable, and he's just talked me through the process that he would suggest that I follow whilst trying to capture this swarm. So if the bees are still there, because it's been an hour since I went and checked, because I wanted to have this call first, then we're going to be having our first Mill and Gordon bees, which could be very exciting. So we don't know the temperament of the bees and where they've come from, so it may be that they don't last for very long in the hive. They may be aggressive, or they may have a bad queen, you just don't know. So it's all just part of the process, and I think that I'd be silly not to take this opportunity. So I'm going to get all kitted up now, and then I'm going to head over to my neighbours and try and undertake the capture of this swarm. Bad news. When I went back to the tree to try and collect the swarm, there was no swarm. So unfortunately, I was all set up, as you can see behind, ready to get the bees running up into their new home. And by the time I'd made it back over there, there was probably only a few hundred bees left just flying around, and the colony itself had obviously re-swarmed probably ahead of a cold evening here. So yeah, sad times. I feel very disappointed, but everything's meant to be. I learned a lot in the last 12 hours. Also, my bee clothing is a little bit snug, so I think I need to buy a larger size. So yeah, some lessons to be taken, but sadly no bees in the hive. Liz has just asked me to get out one of my whiskey ice balls and she's made of ice flour.
Floral ice.
You floored it?
Yeah.
For your
but I did it wrong. Basically, someone said to me, fill the ice half up,
Yeah.
freeze it
Right.
with the flowers in,
Yes.
and then fill the rest of it up so the flowers sit in the middle.
I think that looks really cool.
And
I'm impressed. And because it's so clear to the edge and you have got normal cloudy water in there, you can actually see the flower.
yes.
As opposed to if you hadn't put it in, you wouldn't have ever seen it. Great effort until your flower starts floating in, yeah. Where is it?
Well,
Well, Lids and I are having our first barbecue of the year. I cleaned it a couple of weekends ago. This is the first time it's been on, so it's not like a full-on barbecue. We're just doing some chicken breast and peppers, asparagus and broccoli stems on there. It isn't like a full-on barbie, but it's good to get it warmed up, get me used to using it again, and it should be really nice. We've got some chips in the oven, skin on fries, and then we're going to sit outside, have a drink, see the end of the evening in, and then we're probably going to come in because it does get a little bit colder at the moment in the evening. And yeah, that's the plan of tonight, because tomorrow morning I'm up at about 6:30 because I'm off to play golf, and then we have a barbecue at my friend's house, so it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. And so tonight I need to stay relatively sensible. Lydia's set up the table out here for us, and we're going to check on the food. Yes. It's looking good. Dinner is served. You see, chicken chips, bit of veg. The sun's just coming down. One of my favourite times of the day when the sun hits the woodlands like this. It's so nice, especially when it touches onto the cow parsley in the woodlands. Hello, Angel. Yeah. Is that Porty? We've just been spotted. Lydia's doing her Instagram stories. Porter's trying to get involved by the looks of it as well. Look at that tail. Oh, no, it's Lumi. I didn't see her there. They're all out in the garden. Well, I said it was going to happen. I managed to squeeze 9 holes on the golf course today, which was absolutely wonderful. Didn't play too badly either. The sun is shining, we've got the blue skies. I'm not complaining. I'm going to head back home now. Lids is sunbathing in the garden with the animals, and I think this evening we're going to be heading over to our friend Alex and Sam's house, where they're going to be putting a lovely barbecue on for us, so it should be really nice. I haven't seen them in absolutely ages either, so it's going to be nice to go and have a nice barbecue at their house. So we've just given the squirrel a little bit of a trek bar. Loving life. Go on, my boy. Come. Good boy. Off. Well done. Boy, off. 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 Drop. Well, I've just got myself out of the gym. My gym's been a little bit slower recently. I only managed to get in twice this week. It's been really, really busy, which is fantastic, but it's meant that my routine's been a little bit messed up because I've been going to bed around midnight, which isn't ideal. I should be going to bed a lot earlier. I like to go to bed around 9:30, 10, maybe be asleep by 10:30 at latest, but I haven't been achieving that, which has affected my training. So what I did is this week I did 2 split sessions. I did chest and shoulders on Tuesday or something, and then I've done back and legs today. So it's not been fantastic, but at least I have got in and exercised each muscle group bar my arms. I did some abs today as well, actually. But anyway, I do feel good for getting in this morning, which is always a good start to the day. But I was going to jump in the shower because, as you do when you finish the gym, you always get in the shower. And I was like, oh, hair's not looking too bad. Woke up, it's looking all right. And I'm heading into London later, so I thought, why don't I shower just before I get ready to leave so I'm as fresh as possible? I don't know if I'm the only person that does this, but if I shower in the morning after my gym session, and then say during the day I'm doing a little bit of work or whatever, and then 6 hours later I'm starting to get ready to head out into the city, I feel like I need to shower again because I want to be feeling fresh. So I don't want to be having 2 showers today because I've not got the time. I've got lots to crack on with. So I'm not going to shower. I'm going to sit down in my gym kit and get busy on the computer. But whilst I was in the gym, I actually had a delivery, and it's a brand new golf caddy, which is something that I've wanted for a long time. I'm going to unbox that now, share that with you. Really riveting stuff, I know, but it's very cool. It's very cool design. Normally all the old boys have them on golf courses, but now more brands have started to develop these devices. They're getting more and more popular on the golf course. Good morning, my angel. Are you there? There she is. So anyway, let's get unboxing and take a look. So right here in this box, you can see we have the Power Caddy. This is a brand of golf trolley that you can use to put your clubs on. And like I said a second ago, there are lots of brands now that offer the motorised trolleys for your clubs. And the reason I went for Power Caddy is because for me, they're probably the most prominent brand, one that I've heard of the most. I think that in the UK, they've probably been around the longest. That's not a fact. It just feels like they're the ones that I recognise. My dad also has a Power Caddy and he absolutely loves it. So this is obviously one of their latest models. We open up inside, I'll try and get the actual model that I brought. It just says the CT Quick Start range. So it has got a few numbers associated with this one, but it doesn't appear that they've wrote them on. The trolley will last 18 holes and a little bit, which will get you around, obviously, a round of golf. You can buy an extra battery, which of course will get you around twice, if you're playing twice in one day, which is always quite a slog. So in here we've got the lithium charger for the caddy itself. And we got ourselves some nice rims. I went for the 12-inch slimline low profile tyre. Here she is, in all her glory. Look at this, Lummy. Look at this. Look at this one. But I've never actually used one of these before, so we're going to learn together. So, is there a release button? So if you look, these wheels can go on backwards. So if I was to stick that in, you can see that this is how you would have the wheel on the caddy, which is far away. But if you're loading it in a car and you wanted it to be a bit more slimline, you can put the wheels on backwards and you can make the whole profile of this a lot thinner, which makes it a lot easier when you're traveling around. I hopefully won't need to do that because we've got the range. Wheels are on. There's the strap. Click in there. Lovely job. So it says here, I've got the CT6, which has a GPS system on it as well, which is fantastic because it means that when I'm playing I can see the actual hole that I'm playing, distances and stuff like that. It's the world's smallest touchscreen GPS trolley, which is really cool. So you can get an app. You can see here, you can download the app, and here's the GPS screen here, and then that's the trolley folded up, and that is it extended out.
Riding that around like a speed wagon.
You want to have a sniff? Come on, come, come.
Do you want me to put this in your office? Is that where you put the...
Oh, we're live. We're on. Yes, please. No, upstairs, chuck on the stairs actually. It's quite high, that's water, can't grab it. So you turn this for the speed, I think. There he goes. That's wicked. So cool. Oops. I also grabbed the Power Caddy umbrella holder, which I'm going to fit to trolley now, and obviously this is a very important attachment here in the UK. There's been many a times where I've been caught out in the rain, and it's not the most pleasant of experiences, hiding under a bush somewhere. So let's get this fitted. Lovely job. So as you can see, you can buy yourself a little cup holder that you can go on it as well, and also a little clipboard where you can put your scorecard and pencil. These guys know how to draw you in for a sale. I think I'm gonna have to get those two things as well. So if you take a look, you'll see here's the GPS system that also has the speed of the trolley, which you turn this wheel here and it will go up and down with numbers, depends on how fast you want to go. You can also change on this section whether you want kilometers or miles, and trip and total. So, and you can also select up here yards and meters. I need to read the instructions on this. Also tells you the time in the top corner as well, 10:34, which is lovely. And then the umbrella stand that you can see here also comes, as I just mentioned, with two options to have other attachments on it. So yeah, I'm really impressed. It looks tidy, it looks neat, it looks smart. All the gear and no idea how I roll. So I've just opened up the accessory booklet, and I do actually have the summer travel case as well. So when I put it in the car, if it is dirty or wet or got covered in grass cuttings, that I can slip it in there. It doesn't make the car dirty. You can buy yourself winter wheels. You can get yourself some new alloys for this thing. Alongside, as mentioned, the umbrella, the clipboard, coffee holder. It's also got a phone holder as well, and some hot mitts if your hands get cold, which is quite funny. You can buy some mitts that go onto the handles. But this is the coolest of all. You can buy yourself a deluxe seat. So you can actually sit down on the Caddy whilst you watch your teammate hit his shot. It's absolutely jokes. So anyway, a very cool, very well thought through piece of kit. And of course you can buy bag range and stuff like that as well. So anyway, I'm gonna get this packed up in the shed. That was a nice little assembly done, nice and easy. Well, I'm looking forward to putting that to the test on the course in the coming weeks, but it's that time where we're going to be wrapping up this week's video. I think we've about reached the length that we like to get the videos out at. So as always, if you would like to check out any of the information that was referenced in this video, including the amazing products that I picked up from Souster Hicks, make sure you check out my description box below. I'll also leave the Caddy in there as well if you want to check that out. And I hope everyone has a great week, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care. Peace.